LoveLine is meant for an adult audience.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience.
LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
Listener discretion is advised.
Listener discretion is advised.
1-800-LOVE-191.
LoveLine starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Drew. This is LoveLine, the phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. In studio with me tonight, Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park.
Hi.
And now Fort Minor.
That's right.
Nice. And Mike and I sort of spent the afternoon together. They performed at Last Call with Carson Daly, and I had just been one of the guests in the show before that. And so I've actually witnessed one of the rare occasions when I've seen one of the bands who come in the studio perform within hours of having been here.
They don't let him out of the studio here. He just gets to sit here in the studio.
No, just sit here like a big cave, just, whatever. So you grew up in the Valley?
That's right. That's right.
San Fernando Valley in Southern California. And then I was reading that you went to Pasadena Art Center.
That is correct as well.
Which is, I don't know if people know, that's the only, or one of two schools in the country for auto design, right?
It is a big, that is one of the departments at the school that really, I think they focus on.
And my understanding is they kick your ass when you're in training there.
It is one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my life, that school.
What'd you study there?
I studied illustration. If they had a minors program, you're not allowed to minor in anything.
Right.
You can only have your major, and that's it. So I would have done graphics, but I did that on my own.
Well, their thing based is your graphics.
If you look at where you're holding the Fort Minor CD right now, we'll talk about the new project Fort Minor in a bit. But I wanted to, if anybody has seen the cover of the CD, I actually did the packaging with a friend of mine named Frank. But I did the majority of the packaging on this one.
Now, is this Fort Minor?
What we're listening to right now is the first single here in the States. It's called Petrified. Yeah,
from Fort Minor.
That's right.
This is one of the lead-ins to sort of outros or intros when we go into commercial. Out of commercial. This is the song we hear.
Okay,
it's good. It's cool. This is an amazing. And you said you worked on this particular graphic.
Yeah, actually, the thing about the album artwork, if you take a look through the on the cover, the back, the insides, I did a series of 10 paintings. I usually work on canvas and acrylic. And I did a series of 10 paintings, and that's what the artwork was based on.
Do you sell your paintings?
I'm actually thinking about doing a gallery show.
That'd be awesome.
Sometime this next year.
Yeah, there's so many great artists in the world that one of the things I know I like doing is sort of attaching myself to the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it were your art I was living with, it'd be like make it that much more meaningful, you know?
I really enjoy, actually with the Lincoln Park stuff as well, I'm involved in all of the print and web art on Lincoln Park as well.
And Lincoln Park, for those of you that know Lincoln Park's music, what you don't know is these are the nicest guys in rock.
You said that earlier.
I believe that.
You know, I've met a lot of great people touring with Lincoln Park, and I think what we look for in our friends that we meet in touring, whatever, people who are down to earth. I mean, I guess it's a reflection of us.
You're regular people.
We are regular people, and we look for that in the people we work with. So I think the funny thing about the Fort Minor project is because of that, I have met a lot of people, and I tend to try and stay in touch with them. The people we've met through Lincoln Park, Black Thought from The Roots, Jay-Z, Common. And a lot of these people, those guys I just mentioned, actually were involved in the Fort Minor project as well.
Fort Minor's a pretty large group of guys. I mean,
when it comes down to the live show, yeah. For the people who know, who are more into rock music, who know how 9 Inch Nails kind of works, Trent is kind of 9 Inch Nails. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when they do studio projects and when they play on stage, he plays with a lot of different people. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how Fort Minor works. It's kind of my baby, but at the same time, I have a lot of friends that I brought in to play with us. And as you saw today, when we play live, we play with about 11 people on stage.
Yeah, it was huge.
Myself and 10 other people.
It was awesome. And that will be airing a week from today.
It'll be on, what was
Wednesday?
it? Next Wednesday.
On Last Call with Carson Daly. And back to the Pasadena Art Center. Do you wonder why I know so much about that?
Why? Do you know?
No, I lived for 10 years, lived at the top of that hill.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I just lived there for 10 years.
I love that place. It's amazing. Could you see the school from up there?
No, we're on the other side, the Glendale side of the hill. We're all tracked hell with thousands of homes up there.
I wonder if you ever heard about any of I had a lot of friends that lived up in that area when we went to school, and we had the
best
worst
gag.
We had the worst parties.
But you would do gags, and the best gag you guys had.
Right. Right.
They would do gags in and around the school. And there's sort of this mountain road. It's right out of, it's right by the Rose Bowl.
Right.
And you go up the hill there, those hills you see in the pictures from the blimp on the sort of the smaller hills there. On one of those hills is this art school. It's now world famous. And the road up leads to a group of Trax homes. And on that road is a sign showing a deer. Beware of deer sign. Do you remember what you guys did to that deer sign?
There have been a lot of things that got done. What did you see?
I saw the two deers having sex.
Nice.
It was very good. It was exactly the deer that's in the Beware of Deer sign, and is kind of impressive. Very well.
I wonder. I bet I knew the person. I knew the people that did. There were some really. I mean, as you can imagine, like there's all different versions of artists that go to the school. And there was one guy I remember in particular, not a friend of mine really, just somebody I kind of knew through other people, who was a shock. He was a fine art major, a shock artist,
right?
Like in the version of in the school of like what Marilyn Manson does for music. This guy did that visually and did like one day we were sitting there in class and these kids came through and they're, oh my God, did you hear what so and so did? He crucified a cat and put it up in front of the school cafeteria.
Nice.
And that's the kind of school that I went to.
Nice.
Like, complete lunatics.
So lunatic artists / criminals. It's great. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Apparently, I mean, he swore, I mean, according to the rumors, the cat was already dead, but, I mean, still disgusting.
It's good times. Well, here's a cool. We got lots of good calls lined up. It's 1-800-LOVE-191. Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park. And here's a question about your music before we get going on the LoveLine stuff. All right.
So good.
Thank you, Anderson. Morgan, 16.
Hi. Hey, Mike.
Hi.
I'm a member of the LPU and the militia.
Fantastic.
And,
for the people that want to know, the militia is the Fort Minor fan club. Fort Minor
pretty
militia.
awesome.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
I love it. Me and a bunch of my friends over at the militia wanted to know if the next Linkin Park album is going to be just like the Hybrid Theory album or like Meteora, or will it be more hip-hop based, like Fort Minor, The Rising Tide?
Ooh, you know what? I think it's actually, I mean, generally, as you know, being, you know the stuff pretty well, right?
Yeah.
The Linkin Park stuff and now the Fort Minor stuff. I would say that it's probably not, it's not gonna sound like any of those things. We always, whenever we make a new album, we try and make it different. We like variety. I really like to stretch myself every time we make a new record. So, we are actually writing right now, writing new music.
Oh, sweet.
I know some of the guys are listening right now, so we'll say hi to them right now. And they're listening to your voice. They're listening to your question. We've been writing a lot recently, and I think the next record is going to be a little bit different. It'll be, because it is Linkin Park, you'll recognize the personalities and the sound of the group will still be there. But we definitely want to take it to the next step. We've been affiliated a lot with terms like rap, rock, and new metal. This is not going to be, I mean, we've already, if you think about our last single, which was Breaking the Habit, that you couldn't call that rap rock. I mean, it was definitely something different. And I think we're going to be continuing to move in different directions on the next record and break further out of those boundaries.
Speaking of different directions, we're going to move off music and we're going to hit you with LoveLine Square Between the Eyes. Lisa, 22.
Hey.
Hey, Lisa, what's up?
I have a question. It's kind of a personal, weird question. But, I have my clit, like in between, the lips, like when you lift up the skin, it's kind of long, like longer than most girls. And it's kind of weird for like my boyfriends whenever we have sex because they kind of just get weirded out. And I was wondering
if Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park. Here you go, Mike. This is your first call.
This sounds like, what's funny is the way she's describing it sounds like she's looking at it right now, doesn't it? It sounds like she's like examining it as she talks. The phone's kind of going away. She's like, it's kind of what it kind of looks like.
So what you're talking about, Lisa, is the inner lips stick out from the out to the outside. The labia, the minor lips flip outside of the big lips, the outside lips, right?
Well, kind of.
You have tissue hanging down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
that's a.
That gives you some, like, makes you have I guess causes you to have your orgasm.
No, that's not. No. These are there's two sets of lips of the vulva, right? There's the outer lip, which have sort of skin around them, and they're inner lips, and they can elongate and kind of stick out, sort of protrude from the outer lips. and that's what you're describing. And there are corrective surgeries for that if that's what you're going, the path you're going down.
Yeah.
In fact,
I've heard people that get piercings, that they lose sensation and they can't.
Yeah, if you got lemonade, lemons make lemonade. What the heck? But no, we're not talking about your clitoris, Lisa. Let that go. Your clitoris is up high, at the apex, towards your belly button, in that direction. You're talking about something down lower, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the part that makes you have an orgasm. What gives the feeling, I guess.
No.
That's what's longer.
No. No. Oh, my.
Have you had one?
Huh?
Have you had one before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It makes it a lot easier. But, a lot of my boyfriends that I've had, they just like, I don't know, like, when they find out, they're just like, whoa. I don't know.
Really, if you're calling from North Carolina, interesting, there is a woman, a gynecologist named, I'm blanking on her name right now, that does laser reductions on this exact issue. And I was a skeptic about this, and I went out there and did a television program and visited her and scrubbed in on her surgeries. And they're very elegant surgeries, and the women are very happy with them, and they're minorly traumatic. And if that makes you happy, then there you go. There's sort of nothing to it, frankly. But until you can figure out the parts, Lisa, I wouldn't go in to have the parts sort of worked on or repaired. Just figure out what's working and what's not. The guys are fine with it, by the way. The guys are interested in the fact that you're having sex with them. That's about all they're interested in. Chris, 18, you're on with Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park.
Hello?
Hey, Chris, what's happening?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Chris?
Not doing too much. I got a few questions for you guys.
Hold on. What kind of name is Shinoda?
My last name?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Japanese.
And so you're part Japanese?
I'm half Japanese.
And part?
Caucasian. My mom's family's they've been in the U.S. forever, so
related to
all
Benjamin
kinds
Franklin
of
or something.
Yeah, all kinds of European background.
All right, Chris, what's the question?
Okay, my question is, when I am having intercourse with, I've had intercourse in the past few weeks with, a few different people, and it just seems when I'm with certain people, like I become disinterested, or if I'm doing a certain position, like I look at it different, or I get out of the mood or something like that.
He said people. He didn't say girls.
Oh, no, they definitely are girls.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Why don't you have a relationship with somebody you're actually into instead of acting out sexually with people you're not interested in and who the slightest little sort of deviation from the perfect position causes you to lose your interest?
Well, it's not just that. I was engaged. I had a fiance before, and
how was that?
Somebody that I really like.
How was that?
It was okay. I didn't have a problem with her. Like everything with her was fine all the time. But then after her, I'm not exactly sure I could say how many girls I've been with, but I've been checked or anything. That's all good. But when I'm doing certain positions or things like that, like, okay, if I'm with this girl that I occasionally, get with, well, it's more than occasional, like, if she's riding or anything like that, everything's fine, but if we go doggy or anything like that, it completely changes, and, like, it's weird, like, I'll be interested, and then, like, right in the beginning it'll be hot, and then, like, once she, like, wants it, like, harder or anything like that, then I get disinterested.
You're either not into her, or you don't like you're not fitting together. You're not communicating. This is about this relationship. Just Chris, go find somebody like the girl who was your fiance, but don't get engaged. You're no business getting married.
Yeah.
All right, but find somebody who makes you happy like that first one. You're capable of that kind of relationship. Go ahead and find another one. You're not going to be happy this way, going out with lots of girls that sort of, if they're not perfectly positioned, they lose everything. Or if they have wants and desires that aren't sort of within your idealized needs, you shut down. Daniel, 16.
Yo, Mike, what's
Hi.
up?
I like this guy.
I do too. He's nice and clear. I can understand him. He's got a pulse.
You got a lot of spunk, kid. He's a spunky kid. What's happening?
Nothing, dude. Ever since you guys freaking Lincoln Park, since Hybrid Theory, I even started my own band, dude. You guys rock.
Cool, dude.
Hey, and now I'm also a big fan of Fort Minor. Congratulations with that.
Thank you, man. Thanks very much.
Yeah. So what's going on? Dude,
Is that the question? What's going on?
Show for days now.
What's that, Daniel?
Dude, I've been trying to get on the show for days now. It's so freaking hard to get on.
All right, well, here you are. It's your big chance. You got about another 30 seconds.
Heck
Ask me a question, dude.
I just want to say you guys rule. Oh, yeah, and Dr. Drew, I'm also way big fan of LoveLine.
Oh, cool. That's great. And how great is it you got on the night that Mike Shinoda's on, right?
Oh, I've been looking forward to it.
All right. Can we make this experience more pleasant for you in any way?
Nah.
You need a warm towel. Heat up on your coffee. Warm her up on your coffee. You're okay, Daniel?
Dude, I'm looking forward to the new CD, man.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Thanks.
Go out and get it.
You know,
See you
we
later,
didn't
guys.
say.
All right.
Thanks, man. You know, we didn't say we were talking about the next Linkin Park CD a second ago. I actually, since we are writing right now, it's really cool. I think that we're probably going to be able to get that out like next year. So that is definitely a cool thing. I did want to throw that. I meant to say that a second ago, and we didn't throw it out there. So for those,
Does it have a name yet? That album?
We actually don't. We're still trying to figure out the producer situation. We're trying to figure out, you know, the name. And actually, one thing that the guys did do, if you notice on the Fort Minor CD, I produced and mixed every track on that. And I've done a lot of work on the other CDs too, and I think, and the guys have told me on this next one they're going to give me a producer credit, which is really, that's nice. I mean, you know, as far as what your friends can, that's kind of a nice little nod, you know.
Speaking of, absolutely. Tell me about this Shortcuts Association.
Oh, the song Right Now.
Yeah.
You know the movie Shortcuts?
No.
Okay, so on the Fort Minor CD we have what number song is it here? The number 3, it's a song called Right Now, features Black Thought of the Roots and Styles of Beyond. And I love this movie, Shortcuts.
Tell me about
It's a film by
Robert Altman, right?
Robert Altman.
Great.
Yeah.
He made MASH and many other great films.
It was a really phenomenal film. It's kind of, what's neat about it is it's the story of all these different characters that kind of, they don't relate almost at all, but they keep, since they live in the same area and their lives keep kind of coming together in these really strange ways. And I wanted to do a song where you kind of, from different people's perspective, you write these different little stories that jump from one to the other, and it's just weird little cross section of life. You know what I mean? And I figured by bringing in different people, different artists, that you'd kind of achieve a cool, you know, each person gives their perspective, and that's what ended up happening.
Awesome.
You know, my perspective is entirely different from Styles of Beyond, and theirs is entirely different from Black Thought. So that's kind of just, that's where it came. And the funniest part is that once I started writing it, when it was really like in the middle of writing the song, I realized it was a lot like that Van Halen video for Right Now was the name of the song. So that's kind of where it kind of,
how interesting.
That's where it came from. If you ever saw that video.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Here's Marley, 22. Marley?
Hi, okay, I have kind of a weird question.
Okay, go right ahead. So far, we haven't had any weird questions tonight.
No, it's really bizarre, though. I've been telling people. Okay, so me and my husband have been married for 5 years. I'm 22 and he's 23.
Ugh.
And about 3 months ago, I found out he was looking at porn on the internet.
Hold on. Do you have any kids?
Yeah. I have a
People are groaning in the room. That's
Go ahead. We're just scared what's going to happen to your poor child, but go ahead.
Okay, so it gets really bad. So I found out he was looking
I'm
at
glad you
porn.
realized that.
So it gets really bad.
I'm glad you realized that.
I found out that he was looking at porn on the internet. I told him stop doing it, and he promised it never happened again. So then,
Hold on.
Okay.
He was looking at porno?
Yeah.
Any particular kind?
Just regular porn, just,
And when you told him to stop doing it, when you told him to stop, you believed him when he said he'd never do it again?
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
here we go.
Okay. So then I started investigating because I didn't believe that he was telling me the truth, so I investigated it. And I found out that he had called or had been writing to an escort agency and was trying to become a male prostitute.
Oh. Wow.
That's rough.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah, and I was wondering, I confronted him about it, and he said he was doing it for money, but I'm wondering if there's something else that is causing him to want to do that.
Well, was he sexually abused when he was growing up? Do you know?
He says he wasn't at all.
Is he bipolar or an addict, any of those things?
No, he doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs. He's not bipolar. He's totally chill, like a really laid-back guy.
And he's going to do this for money. Whom did he imagine would be his clients?
I have business women, maybe, I guess.
What is it?
Business women, I guess.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah?
You got to have her sit down and watch Midnight Cowboy with him.
Yeah. Marley.
That'll explain it all.
Marley, you know how men use prostitutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty much only men use prostitutes, right?
Right.
So what do you think would happen to a male prostitute?
They'd get used.
By who?
Women?
No. Pretty much only men use prostitutes. So who do you figure would use male prostitutes? Just follow my reasoning for a second.
Oh, men.
Men. Gay men. Male prostitutes service gay men. Okay? And many male prostitutes, people that get into this, think they're going to be with these, as you said, businesswomen, the female equivalent of the male sort of high-end prostitute user. No effing way. Okay? He's going to be with men if he gets into this. And this is not only is it an unexpected path for him, it's a compulsive path, it's a traumatic path, it's difficult to get out of once you get down it. People feel ashamed, that motivates more of this acting out. He needs, I would urge you to get a mental health evaluation for your husband before he heads in a direction that he may not emerge from.
Well, I made him go to a sex therapist, but he says that he hasn't had any problems and hasn't wanted to do it again.
You need to go to somebody who's not just a sex therapist, but somebody who has expertise in sexual addictions and compulsions. If he comes back again, let me refer you. You're down in Mission Viejo. Refer you to the Del Amo Hospital in Torrance. Okay.
Okay.
Now, just remember that if he starts if he seems secretive, you really have more on your hands here than I think you realize. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
How often do you get calls from prostitutes on LoveLine?
Pretty rare. Now that you've asked for them, I guess we'll get some.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, it'll be interesting. Why not? We're up for anything here. But they're I'd say once every couple months, something like that.
Really?
Prostitutes are not typical fare on the show, but they're always interesting when they do call. We had one woman call who was a female escort for sort of. And for whatever reason, we got into long discussions about the fetish stuff she was into, where guys would want to be peed on and all kinds of wild stuff. And we're remember her? Dominatrix stuff, right? There was dominatrix services. And we're interested who the clients are, why they do it. I mean, it's interesting, right? You never get to see that world. But tonight, maybe we will. Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park has requested that people that are dominatrixes, prostitutes, all you call, give us a view of bird's eye view of your life. See what got you into it, what it's like to be there. We're interested. We're interested in the human experience. And the band is Fort Minor. The CD is called The Rising Tide.
It's Tied.
Tied, like, let's see, is that how they spell
Dominatrix Tide?
Like the detergent. All right, and we're going to hear a song from the CD probably towards the end of the next break. But right now we're going to go to commercial, so give us a call at 1-800-LOVE-191. Mike Shinoda on LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. You can call him with some Fort Minor questions, some Lincoln Park questions, or just some LoveLine questions. So let's get to the LoveLine here. This is Michelle, 21.
Hello.
Hey, Michelle, what's up?
Not much. Hi, Mike.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. My question is, Dr. Drew. Okay, I found out. I'm kind of nervous. Okay, I found out that I've had this talent when I was 11, and I guess you would call it squirting.
I'd call that a talent, yes.
Yeah. I was just wondering, okay, first of all, I don't know how rare it is, and second of all, is it healthy? Am I defective? Or
Yeah. No, let me answer your question and give you a couple comments.
Okay.
One, perfectly normal, definitely healthy, but pretty uncommon, if not rare. Unfortunately, there's no data about how often this occurs. I would bet it's about 1% of women do this, or maybe 2 or 3.
Where does it come from?
Hold on.
What is that?
Yeah, you look totally mystified. And most women, it's hard to collect data on this particular talent because most women are ashamed of it. And they feel like there's something wrong. As you asked, you feel defective when, in fact, it's perfectly normal. And for the most part, guys are into it. Guys like the fact that they produce something to you. My rule of thumb would be to you just to say, oh, my God, you were the only one able to do that. He'll be over the top. He'll never get over it. He'll always be interested in you. So Having said all that, where does it come from? That's also open for debate. Sometimes it's female orgasmic incontinence, so it's urine sometimes. Sometimes it comes from the various glands in their area there, the Bartholin's glands, Skene's glands, a lot of glandular material that can produce a fair amount of fluid. So it's good. How'd you discover it, by the way?
When I was 11, masturbating with a back massager.
Bath massage, so water.
Back massager and water.
Oh, back massager. I see. That's right. You couldn't really distinguish the squirting if you were in the tub. And things are good now? You have good relationships?
Not right now, but it was good in the relationship. Yeah, I feel like I didn't let anyone know about it, and then it accidentally happened, and I freaked out. I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I thought I peed, and he was like, oh, my God, that's amazing. And I don't know. I felt uncomfortable at first, but then it was great.
And when you saw him do that touchdown dance, dance around the bed, you thought, all right, I guess it's okay. No, you shouldn't be ashamed of that. And really, it's a normal thing, and it is a talent because it's relatively unusual. But again, guys like evidence of their work. And, as an artist, you can appreciate actually producing something, right? Actually, it's not nailing a cat up on a cross or anything. But
yeah, I like the fact that you just put that on the, that is definitely an art form, I guess, isn't it?
See? It's right. See? Jessica, 23.
Again, guys like evidence of their
Jessica, turn your radio off.
Down.
Actually producing.
Okay, well,
maybe
she gets to us here.
Yeah. Have her turn it up.
Yeah.
Let's listen to how we're doing.
Yeah, you sound really good, Drew.
That's you.
No. There it is.
Hello?
There she is.
Turn your damn radio off.
Oh,
Jessica,
sorry, guys.
turn your radio off. We're sitting here waiting for you.
Sorry.
That was a nice...
Okay, so I have kind of a different question. It doesn't have to do with sex, but it has more to do with intimacy, I think. I have a really hard time trusting my boyfriend.
Yeah.
We live together, and we've been together for 2 years, and for some reason I'm inclined to open his mail and look through things, and I feel really guilty about it. I know that it's wrong, but I do it anyway.
Let me ask you a kind of a funny question. Do you cheat?
No, I don't at all. I would never do that.
Really? Or would you have trouble containing your behaviors if sort of certain opportunities presented themselves?
No, I would absolutely. I've had guys ask me out in situations where I could have done something. I would never do that.
And did your parents, your family of origin, was there cheating there?
Well, I've never met my dad.
How old were you when he left?
I've never met him. I grew up with a single mother, and then I actually moved in with my grandparents in 4th grade. So my grandpa kind of served as the father role, but my boyfriend thinks that I'm worried about being abandoned or something like that.
Of course.
So
where was your mom? Why'd she drop you off with her parents?
Because she went back to school and couldn't afford it. So
that's very heavy, right? Your mom just drops you off with the grandparents?
Well, I kind of feel blessed to have been with them just because my mom was very young and she couldn't afford to have a daughter, and so I had a secure home life with them, and I don't remember ever feeling abandoned, so I don't know where this would come from. But
well, it's great. It's great that you did get some benefits from it, but the reality is you were abandoned by Dad. And believe me, that has a huge impact on their daughters. Huge when guys leave women behind. They feel unworthy. They feel unloved. They constantly long for unavailable men like Dad. And then when you add Mom to put a 1-2 punch on it, she drops you off somewhere. Well, now I'm on this unworthy person that's not worthy of love, that needs to be left behind, that thank God she left me somewhere safe where I could flourish, but I'm still that person that people abandon. Right. And that's what you expect from your love objects. You expect them to abandon you. The scary thing, though, is when you have a trauma like that, you'll find ways to repeat it. You'll either be with guys that are not available, or you'll push guys away who are available.
So my question is, I can't afford counseling right now, but I feel like I need it. And I was wondering if you had any suggestions for maybe a book or another way to deal with something like this.
A book you might read is called I Hate You, Don't Leave Me, which is not specifically about what you have, but it's about people that have abandonment issues. And it might be stuff in there that you could relate to. Okay?
I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. Okay.
Yeah, but realize that you might try some support groups, that sort of thing. Having support of other people would really be very helpful, even if it's just good friends. You keep other people around, use their central nervous system to support your own. Here's one of the male prostitutes we're asking to talk to. Aaron, thanks for calling in, buddy, 24.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So tell us what it's like.
Oh, it's interesting. I figured you guys were wanting somebody to call and spice the night up a little bit.
Well, not spice. Now we want to know what it looks like, what you did.
How long have you been doing it?
About 2 years now.
How'd you get into it?
My friend, a buddy of mine.
He's one? He does it?
Yeah. I actually have a couple friends that do it.
Just for money, or what's the plan?
Yeah, the money's really good.
So it's primarily motivated out of financial issues?
Yeah, exactly.
Were you thinking, before you started doing this, were you having other sort of sexual compulsions or,
Yeah, I'm kind of a freak.
Yeah. And so this seemed like, see, one of the things that's common if somebody chooses to be an escort or a prostitute is no boundaries. Sexual boundaries, those kinds of boundaries really don't exist.
I have absolutely none. I'm open
there you
to
go.
anything.
Good times.
I'm a very open-minded person. That's what I tell my clients.
Yeah, open-minded is convincing yourself or defending yourself from the fact that you've got yourself in some weird situations.
Yeah.
So is it guys, girls?
Primarily guys. I'm actually with a client right now. Funny idea.
And what?
He said he thought it was a funny idea if I'd be calling LoveLine right now.
There you go. Well, does he
tell him to give you a bonus?
Right, for calling LoveLine.
He needs to bonus you out.
Be careful. It might mean more work for him. Is there these guys that you service, do they have other lives? Do they have other mates or wives?
A lot
or
of
anything?
time, a lot of times, sometimes they're married and they have kids, but they lead like the second life, and it's weird. I guess you call them like undercover homosexuals.
How about the amphetamine situation? You see a lot of that?
No, I don't deal with that at all. I don't put up with it.
I got a lot. Well, now wait a minute. I got a lot of patients that are amphetamine addicts who visit male prostitutes. I mean, that's a common combination. You're not dealing with that?
Can I tell you guys something?
Yeah.
You've just been.
Oh, well done. Well done. Were you gonna hand off the phone to the partner, the guy that was supposed to be your client?
I didn't think you guys were ever going to get to it, man. I was going to play the client, but.
All right, fair enough. Well done. Well done. Yes, applause.
I don't think I've heard. I don't know what. I don't think I've ever heard you get jacked like that.
When they're good, they're good. We can appreciate.
I mean, I don't have any experience in the matter, so.
No, he seemed low key enough, specific enough.
That's good.
Senia, 18.
Hello?
Is that Senia? Is that right?
Yeah, Senia.
What's going on, Senia?
Hey, what's up? Is this Dr. Drew?
Yeah, I'm here with Mike Shinoda.
Oh, hey, Mike. What's up?
Hi.
What's going on there?
Oh, nothing. It's kind of late here in New York, but I just had a question. Right now, I'm in a long-distance relationship, and, me and my boyfriend have been going out for, around 6 months. I saw him over the summer, and then he had to leave to another country because he studies there. So, I'm really into this guy, but I don't know about this thing. He's going over there, and I'm here in college and stuff.
Where are you in college?
I go to the University at Albany.
Okay. Are you in Albany?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
But you're from New York City.
Yeah.
I've actually spoken at Albany. It's a good school.
Excuse me?
I've actually spoken at your school before.
Yeah.
A few years ago. But listen, here's the deal. Here's the reality, is that when you're in college, you really need an opportunity to separate from your family of origin, separate from other relationships, and explore who you are in this new community that you're going to be a part of for the next at least 4 years. To cling to a relationship that's thousands of miles away, it's okay, it's great, but it keeps a big piece of you emotionally tied up and unavailable somewhere else for a relationship that the overwhelming probability is will not work out. These things in college don't work out. He's probably, I hate to say it, what do you think he's doing over there and wherever he is in Turkey or, Italy, wherever he is? This stuff going on, and that's normal for college-age kids, and that's what you're supposed to do in college, and not try to cling to a relationship. Now, I'm not saying yours won't work out, you shouldn't. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you're losing a lot of your college experience, tying yourself up with a relationship that really, overwhelmingly, probably is not going to work out. So, Mike Shinoda's in here in the studio. It's LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. And we're going to hear something from Fort Minor off the new CD, The Rising Tide. And the song is called?
The song is called Remember the Name. It features Styles of Beyond, who are here in the LA area listening. So, what's up, guys? Yeah, it is.
Track 2.
Track number 2 off of The Rising Tide. Remember the Name.
Concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verses, dude, it's the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard he f***ing with that stock.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
They call him Ryu, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a f***ing nihilist porcupine. He's a the type women wanna be within rappers, hope he gets 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with Shinoda's taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, his is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of that comes out of this kid's throat. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He don't think it's a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that birth that doesn't stand for an acronym? No, he's living proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best. Dedicated to what they do and give 100%.
Forget Mike, nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note and he writes every line. And I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like a design is written in his head every time before he even touches the key or speaks in a rhyme. And those other fellas he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, without even trying. How do they do this? Power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. Yeah. Fort Minor, M. Shinoda, Styles of Beyond.
That's it. Fort Minor, Mike Shinoda. The Rising Tide is a CD. That was Remember the Name. So Mike Shinoda's in here tonight on LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Give him a call. And we're still looking for male prostitutes. Tell us about the female prostitutes, too. Just see what it looks like. And until we return, we'll be right back after this. Right, it's LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-LOVE-191. Call, talk to myself, Dr. Drew, and Mike Shinoda.
You know what's funny is that I've listened to this show enough times that I memorized the number. Like, you know how, isn't it weird how your brain holds on to strange,
yes,
to just those little bits of information that you don't think that you remember?
Yes.
And somebody asked me today, oh, you're going to be on LoveLine, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, you should call in. And I knew the number. I told them the number to call in.
That's either interesting or it's... Or it's sad.
It's
or
sad.
it's sad. Or pathetic, however you want to look at it. Here's Anna, 21.
Hi, I have a question. I have a boyfriend. Well, okay, let me explain the situation. I'm a pizza delivery girl. And
Say that again. You're what?
Pizza
I'm a pizza delivery girl.
Pizza delivery girl. Okay.
Yeah. And I have a boyfriend. He always wants me to come home in, like, the pizza delivery girl get-up with, like, the pie in hand, my little hat. And he's, like, has a huge sex fantasy about that. Is that okay? Like,
Did he meet you from, like, did he meet you when you delivered a pizza?
No, he didn't.
See, what Mike's alluding to is what my first thought too is like he wants to do that. He wants to meet other pizza delivery girls. He wants sex delivered with a pie, and it's fine as long as it remains a fantasy. Whatever, it doesn't really mean anything.
So,
like, as long as he's not hooking up with other pizza delivery girls.
Exactly,
right?
It's precisely what I was trying to say. But no, it's fine to do that. I don't see anything wrong with that. As long as you have any other weird stuff. Jasmine, 25.
Hi, I actually have a serious question. I got out of
Well, it's our last caller had a serious question, too. Now, come on.
I think mine's a little more serious.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I got out of the military about a year ago, and before I got out, I was having a lot of health problems, which ended up finding out after I got out that I got diagnosed with endometriosis. Okay? Now, I'm only 25 years old, and I'm married, and I've been married for almost 2 years now, and I have no libido at all. I mean, when my husband and I have sex, I do not enjoy it. It's painful for me, and, I mean, basically, I just do it to get him off, and I'm just laying there.
Are you being...
Can we back up real quick? I don't know. What is that?
Endometriosis is uterine tissue that gets outside the uterus into the pelvic cavity, and it lands on the tubes, and it lands on the colon, it lands on the bladder, and causes real serious inflammation there. How did they make that diagnosis, by the way?
Well, basically, I had gone to the ER like 5 times, and military hospitals are not that great. Okay,
so far, by the way, you're not building a case for endometriosis. You're building a case for something else.
Well, what happened was I was having really bad pain in my right side of my abdomen, okay? And I was screaming pain, and it only happened when I was about to get my menstrual period, okay?
Right.
And I always asked my parents, if because they were nurses, if that was normal, and they were like, oh, it is normal. So I went on thinking that it was okay, and until I started to just scream in pain so bad that I couldn't handle it anymore. And I was with my husband at the time. We weren't married at the time. But
have you always had no libido?
No. I mean, when we were first dating, I was wanting to have sex all the time. And
all right, so let's sort of add the score. Let's just add the score up here.
Okay.
Which is unexplained pelvic pain, lots of trips to the ER, parents are nurses, fluctuations in libido, what we call a bipolar fluctuation from very high sex drive to very low sex drive. And by the way, now when you're experiencing low sex drive, are you on medication or treatment of any kind?
I'm on mandatory birth control because there's just nothing they can do.
Now, what is the birth control pill you're on?
Well, I went on one kind. It was
what are you on now?
I'm on the Depo-Provera shot.
Okay, well, Depo-Provera will shut your libido down.
Well, so did the Ortho-Evra. I mean,
I know,
it was horrible.
Well, but the Depo, in my experience, nothing's worse than Depo in terms of shutting off libido.
Oh, that's great.
So there you go. That explains why the biology is the way it is. But I got to ask this other question, because if you start adding up the score of unexplained pelvic pain and all this stuff, sexual abuse comes into the picture here, too. That's the most common cause of unexplained pelvic pain.
What do you mean?
I mean, a history of sexual abuse in childhood is the most common cause.
I was raped 2 months before I was 22.
No, how about as a kid, child?
I had some, I'm trying to think. I lost my virginity at 22. That's basically...
But no one ever touched you or did anything inappropriate to you or tried to have sex with you or had sex with you?
That happened, like, while I was in the military.
When you were a child?
No.
Nothing like that when you were a child?
No, it only started when I was 18.
Okay, so no inappropriate sexual contact by other children or adults or anything of that sort when you were a child?
No, just when I was 18.
All right, so you have endometriosis. Hopefully you don't have a tubal infection from that rape.
I've been seeing doctors and everything like that, but I had a lot. I went through 2 months of straight, like, blood, and nothing was happening.
Yeah, but Jasmine, you're spinning about all this stuff. Yes, it's normal when you take the Depo shot. You expect to bleed. Well, then that's not normal. That's not normal.
Because they had to switch my birth control because of that.
Well, that's not too much of bleeding. You see, you're all over the place, Jasmine. That's what's called breakthrough bleeding. That's not, I'm hemorrhaging constantly. No. Stop with the drama. Endometriosis is a very common condition.
Mm-hmm.
If you plan to have it soon, because it can affect your fertility.
Yeah.
But this is a common condition. It's unpleasant. It's awful. I don't want to make little of how miserable it can be. But try to be more systematic with it and less involved in the drama. It's an easily manageable condition most often. The birth control, you should be able to find something that doesn't cause the drop in libido and get on with having kids if that's what you plan to do. Because as you enter your 30s with endometriosis, the risks of infertility go really up quickly. Mike Shinoda here is very quiet at the endometriosis call. He likes pelvic pain.
It's a roller coaster over here on LoveLine.
We go in from Fort Minor to Lincoln Park to Rising Tide to endometriosis to male prostitutes. So here we go. It's LoveLine. The phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. Mike Shinoda is in with us tonight, and we will be right back. LoveLine, I'm Dr. Drew. He is Mike Shinoda, and Mike and I spent the afternoon together at Last Call with Carson Daly. I got the pleasure of seeing Fort Minor perform. They were great.
Thank you.
And we've got a couple questions for the band. About the band. This is Richard, 22.
Yeah.
Richard, what's
I
happening?
want to say what's up to Mike, what's up to Dr. Drew, and how you guys doing? Yeah.
Doing good. What's your question?
I'm wondering if you guys are going to be touring in California anytime soon. I know you guys have been in Japan out with SOB.
Was that right?
Yeah, we've actually
in California.
You are definitely following the group. We and this is a good. It's a funny. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm a Toxic affiliate.
Okay. The thing for us is the funny thing about Fort Minor is that it's actually the record just came out. It's out in stores right now. It just came out. It took off. The weird thing is, it took off really, really fast overseas. And here in the States, we've been taking it really slow, building it from the underground, you know. I kind of wanted to just come out. Like, if you can imagine, it'd be really easy for me to put Mike Shinoda on the cover of Lincoln Park, you know, and then throw Timberland and Neptunes and all the big names on the CD and sell it like that, you know. I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to do it with my friends. I wanted to do it in a more artistic way, focus on the music. That's why I named the project, instead of calling him, you know, putting Mike Shinoda on the cover. That's why I put a picture, a painting on the cover instead of putting my picture, because I wanted to focus on the music. So it's set up and it's a more underground record. And here in the States, it's been taking its time. Overseas, for some reason, it just jumped off. So we actually went out and did some shows. We did Japan, did Europe. Cool. And a bunch of stuff like that. The question was, when are we coming to the States? We actually were talking about that. I was talking with my kind of manager and those guys about that tonight, and we are hoping to do domestic shows in late Jan, early February. So that's the answer to the question. I hope, just as usual, if you want to know more info, you can go to fortminor.com.
There you go, Richard.
I also wanted to know, when are you going to do more stuff with, like, you know, some of the stuff like with Scoop DeVille? You know, a couple of those artists like that. I know you got some tracks I heard on the mixtape, too.
Are you friends with Scoop?
I am friends with Scoop.
Yeah, you see how it works? These guys, they think they're being sneaky, but I know. I can tell when they're affiliated. We should shout out Scoop, though. Scoop is a friend of ours. He's kind of affiliated with those guys that who were on the song we just played. Remember the name? That's Styles of Beyond. They're in a group called Demigods, and Scoop is an affiliate of that crew. So it's kind of it's a weird. We have this whole weird big family of just underground LA rappers and producers.
Oh, no kidding.
Scoop, this kid Scoop, I think he's like, how old is Scoop? Do you know? He's like 18 years old.
Whoops, I pushed the wrong button. Hold on a second. Richard,
you there? How old is Scoop?
He's 18 years old.
Kid's 18 years old, making beats that sound like, I don't know, Kanye West.
Wow.
He's a very talented young kid. Huh. So, good guy. Thanks for the call.
Here now is Steven, 17. Steven?
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
I had a question. If you take Adderall and smoke cigarettes, can that, affect the way the Adderall works?
Not that I'm aware of. Adderall is a stimulant. It's sort of for ADD. It's a relative of Ritalin. Because the stimulant, it can sort of increase your heart rate and that sort of thing, much the way nicotine can. And if you're taking a lot of Adderall and a lot of nicotine, that's a problem. But in and of itself, not a healthy thing to be smoking at 17. Cigarettes are way up right now in that age group. They sort of think, I'm just smoking for now. I'll quit eventually. But you get addicted. You can't stop. That's the problem.
Did you know? I've got a song on the record called "Cigarettes." Have you heard about? You haven't heard anything?
No. Tell me.
The funny thing about this song, it's actually Jay-Z. I should say Jay-Z is the executive producer on this record, and that means that he didn't write anything, but he kind of oversaw the record, helped me pick the tracks. I make a lot of rough tracks when I do an album, Linkin Park or this Fort Minor project, and he helped me pick which ones. And Cigarettes happens to be his favorite track.
Wow.
Cigarettes is about the parallel between, if you listen to a little bit of hip hop, there's a parallel between the cigarette industry and the rap industry in the sense that they're selling this like half truth.
Right.
Like all these guys selling this gangster image, like, yeah, they used to be gangsters, they used to do these thuggish things, but they're not really that guy so much anymore necessarily. Right. Or a lot of the things that people say they don't really do.
Right.
And then you've got the cigarette companies who, say these things about their product, whatever. It's not necessarily true. But what's similar between all of it is between how we as consumers play into it is that we don't care. We don't care. We want
buy them both either way.
We want to escape. We want the escapism. We want to feel cool. We want to just buy the product and get down with it. And that's what's funny about, like, you say the 17-year-old audience getting into the cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's like, that's when they talk about the industry talking about who they're targeting.
Right.
It's that age and down who they're targeting. It's the same age.
The reason being is not because they want to have them smoking for a little while. They want to have them as smokers for life. Brent, 30.
How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Not much. I'm calling to discuss about the whole dominatrix issue that you talk about. This makes twice that I've heard you talk about it. I deal with a lot of dominatrixes in L.A. and San Francisco, and I make bondage equipment.
Nice.
And the whole issue about the submissives and why they do it, I've been kind of interviewing, certain women, and their comments is their relief and flogging, and the doms, like there was one particular dom in LA who's a pro dom, and I was talking to her, and she hadn't had sex in 7 years, but yet she gets paid to flog men and gets paid very good money for this.
That sound normal to you?
You know what's funny is the bondage world's like industry talk.
Yeah.
Like the doms, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Flog, the doms flog.
That
the
is so
males.
fun. I think I understand everything he said, but I mean, still, it's just like, I love industry talk like that. It's so funny. Sorry to cut you off there, guy.
It's all abbreviations and alphabet. All right, so so far I've learned nothing, unfortunately.
Well, a lot of them, some of them don't know why they do it. They just know it's there.
Of course they don't know why. That people never examine their motivations.
Well, no, no. What I'm saying is that I've asked them, I asked them, well, how were you child abuse, rape, whatever, and a lot of them say, no, I don't know where it comes from. I just need to do this. I just need to be submissive. So, as myself, I make bondage equipment, okay?
All you got to know, Brent, is that the human being will take the experiences of childhood, form them into erotic experiences. Those that were terrorizing in childhood become erotic in adulthood, and they act them out compulsively. That's how the human is constructed. Don't know why, but that's how we're constructed. And so,
okay, in my case, then, with the things that I make, okay, I have before I was ever into the dominatrix world and the submissives and everything, I never practiced it. I didn't even know how deep the world. I mean, they've got communities and they do scenes and sessions, and they've got places that they meet.
Right. Now, what's the point?
And the point is, the things that I create, I had the idea for this, but I didn't know where it came from. I have no idea why I think the way I think.
You're sort of into the whole Dungeons and Dragons scene. You're just sort of into it as a fantasy. You're not actually acting it out with other people, and that is a different thing. To be attracted to sort of the paraphernalia and all that okay, that's a little bit funny. But when you're actually acting it out, that's a different story then. Eric, 21. Eric?
Hey.
What's happening?
Not much. Ever since I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed with panic disorder.
Uh-huh.
And I have a phobia about sick to my stomach, throwing up. And back in 2001, all that went away, and I was able to get off my medicine. And during that time, I got my certification for EMT and firefighter. Back in 2003, it all came back, and the psychiatrist said I've been on all the antidepressants that's available, the Prozac, Zoloft, Paxil, Wellbutrin, and I was
Let's
just
get to the question, Eric. What's the question?
What can I do about my phobia?
Phobia or panic?
I can deal with the panic, but of the phobia.
What are you phobic of?
Throwing up.
A phobia throwing up? Well, you're not throwing up very often, so it's an easy one to handle, right?
Yeah, I get nauseated and sends me into a panic attack. And
this isn't a phobia throwing. This is like OCD. Do you have other kinds of obsessions and ritualistic behaviors?
No, when I was younger, I was afraid of getting germs.
Right. This is more OCD, Eric. Maybe you need a more thorough workup to evaluate what actually is going on with you here. There are medicines that work for OCD that do not work for panic. In fact, make panic worse sometimes. So maybe you got to go back and get reevaluated and look at this more from the obsessive compulsive standpoint. And then there are if it turns out that it is a true phobia or even panic, things like EMDR, these eye movement treatments where they have you sort of look away and sort of re-envision what you're going through with the fear, and you learn to overcome the fears that way. There are also traditional behavioral, even hypnotherapy sometimes for phobias are useful. But there are a lot of different modalities other than medication you can look into. Talk to your psychiatrist about that. This is Michael, 25.
Hi, Dr. Drew.
Michael, what's happening? Here we are.
A lot of respect for you, brother. A lot of respect.
God bless you. What's happening?
Thank you. I have a question. Last weekend, I gave a girl that I don't know that well oral sex, and she smelled a little funky, not to overshare, but I didn't really think anything of it. And
I love this. Hold on.
I like that term.
First of all, I love this guy. He's a happy guy. I like the attitude, and I like the overshare.
Yeah, I like the use of language.
Thank you. Hey, I learned from the best from listening to you guys, I'll tell you. So anyway, what had happened is the next morning, the underside, not my entire tongue, just the underside of my tongue swelled up.
Ooh.
And between that day and the next, I lifted up my tongue, and it looks like I took, an X-Acto knife and cut, the tendons that are right under your tongue?
Yeah.
When you lift your tongue up, it looks like I took an X-Acto knife and, cut into the tendons. It looks flayed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
it's just right there in the midline? It's only in the midline?
Yeah, it's only in the midline. And when I drag it over my teeth, it hurts a lot.
That sounds nasty.
Well, do you have a history of cold sores or anything like that?
No, but I did get cold sores after a cold sores developed, and now my throat hurts really bad.
Uh-oh. Well, guess what? Are the glands swollen in your neck too?
Not. I've had people feel them, and I don't know. But I've had friends of mine who know what swollen glands feel like, and they said no.
All right. Either you have just so sort of overworked that part of your tongue that you sort of basically irritated it to the point that a sore developed, an ulcer developed, or, which is it's a traumatic injury to the tongue from overuse, or this is herpes. And the overwhelming probability is I would put it in the herpes category.
Now, if it's herpes, that's something that basically everybody has, right? Oral herpes.
Right, and type 1 herpes is something that appears in the genitalia more often than the type 2. So the question is, and the question in your case is, did you already have it and just did all the activity cause a bad outbreak, or did you actually catch it from her? It doesn't really matter from the standpoint of your symptoms because the treatment is these antiviral medications like Famvir or Valtrex or Zovirax. You should go get self-treated because I've treated a number of these. In the mouth, when it gets exuberant like that, it is bad. It can be really a pain. The other thing is whether you had this originally or you have it now, you have it in either case, and you need to consider yourself contagious potentially going forward every time you give oral sex to somebody.
Okay.
Nice, huh?
Can I ask you one more question before you hang up?
Yeah.
Can you do that DAG line, that up and down, lip and seal?
All right, hold on. We'll do it.
Thanks,
All right, we'll do it, Michael. Hang on, just to make you feel better in your recovery phase from your herpetic outbreak.
So generous.
So, and it's by the way, let me talk to him real quick here. Mike, gone? He's gone. They get headaches and neck. Oh, it's when it's exuberant in the mouth. It's awful.
That just sounds nasty.
So here is David Alan Greer making. I was going through a list of medication that can be used as a morning after pill. These are hormonal medications. They're basically birth control medications. And all of a sudden, David Alan Greer launched into a sort of a skit using the names of these hormones as names for African-American children that he was calling for in the backyard. So here's a little David Alan Greer. 100 micrograms of ethinyl estradiol, which is
ethinyl estradiol.
It's the progesterone. It's the levonorgestrel.
And where's levonorgestrel?
Or the norethindrone.
No, I think put that wiffle ball back down. Come in the house. Yo, behind. I'm sick of these kids, man.
Oh yeah, David Alan Greer, who will be in here, let's see, a couple weeks. He's coming up on the 18th, 19th, somewhere around in there.
I like a girl with a big butt, but fruit in the middle. It's juicy, it's sweet, because it's fruit, and in the middle.
There he is, and I also like I like his reference to the intimacy involved in anal sex and the potential medical consequences of anal sex.
What I say? Well, I said I got feelings for you. Can I prolapse your anus?
Oh boy, whoo Lord! Funny thing is, coincidentally, my wife and I were watching In Living Color tonight.
Speaking of anal sex,
In Living Color, and I had seen that in a long.
Did Miss Mama Pinsky put her little pinky in Dr. Drew's little dump?
Oh my God! Yeah, that's exactly that. That's what I was thinking about.
My goodness.
Okay. All righty, let's move on here. This
Twinkie hole, baby! Woo!
We're going to get a dumper? We're going to get a dumper full of him in about a week. So, Alex, 29.
Hi, Dr. Drew. I've been with my boyfriend for about 2 years, and he's a great guy. I just absolutely adore him. I love him to death.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and I've just been getting these urges that I want to cheat on him. I haven't yet. I want to know if there's something wrong with the relationship, or if
How long have you been together?
Thing. 2 years.
2 years. One of the sort of sad, let's call it a secret in the homosexual male community is the amount of cheating and the amount of difficulty a lot of guys have maintaining monogamy. And some of it's sort of, intrinsic to the situation. We're dealing with men. And more than that, though, there is oftentimes difficulty with intimacy. If you stand in a bookstore, there are sections for homosexual relationships, and more than half the books are always about how to deal with a cheater, how do you get them to be intimate, how do you get them to commit. And so this is a very, very common problem. So the question you have to ask yourself is it the relationship, or do I just want to go out and start dating? Or do I have trouble with intimacy and I just can't maintain it? I have to create some chaos. What do you think?
Well, I haven't had a problem up to this point. And it's not a problem of intimacy with him. My head starts turning.
But maybe the intimacy, though, is a little too uncomfortable for you, and you have to throw a little sabotage in there to get some distance.
Honestly, I don't see it.
All right, so you just want to go out and screw around. That's fine. Then you got to end this relationship, or really make it clear what you're doing in this relationship, what your plans are, how you want this relationship to go. Maybe he's feeling the same way. I don't know, but you've got to be honest about it. All right.
Well, like I said, I've been with him for 2 years, and I adore him. He's the greatest guy ever.
Well, then treat him like that.
Yeah, what's funny is being on the road with all these rock bands and different groups that I'm on the road with all the time. Like I've seen a lot of young bands, especially as we got more experience. I see a lot of young bands who come and go or get on the scene, and everything's so new to them. They get so excited. They're a young rock band. They're seeing you're getting interviewed and photo shoots and all that for the first time. Mm-hmm. And all these girls are talking to them, and they're so excited about it. And some of them are in relationships already, and they're going, what do I do? Maybe I'm married. I'm not. I'm in a serious relationship. Whatever. What do I do? And that's the same. It's the same advice. You got to choose your path and go with it. If it's serious, and you're serious, and you got to stick with it and not screw around. And if you're not serious, then you made your decision.
Yeah, that's fine too. But you've got to be honest.
Don't do both though.
Right.
That's not so good.
That's dishonest, and it's at that point you're acting out, and you're a cheater.
Yeah, at least you're if you decide that you're gonna go break up with the person and go move on, at least you're being fair to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, Alex. Good luck.
Great. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. This now is Jackie, 15.
So I could pitch in on that last one.
Well done.
Thank you.
You get this one too.
All right.
Go, Jackie.
Yes.
Here we are.
If it's about prostitution, I'm going to be so mad at you.
No, we haven't had any of those yet. I'm still looking. I'll give you a heads up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a baby, and I gave him up for adoption. I was wondering how much more likely am I to go through postpartum depression, and if I am, how much worse will it be?
First of all, we should, as a society, and your community and your family should be supporting you and applauding you for making a courageous decision on behalf of the child. Understandably, you're worried about your own risks, but the reality is you've done something on behalf of the child. I mean, you've sacrificed 9 months, sacrificed a little bit of your health, and then made a huge sacrifice in terms of giving it up to a couple who is ready to raise a child. There should be a statue in your town in your honor. The reality is, I don't know the data on the likelihood of postpartum depression. I don't think it's that much more than a normal situation. I've not read that it would be, but I don't know that it's not, frankly. The reality is here that most postpartum depression is due to the tremendous biological changes of pregnancy. So if you were going to develop it, you probably would have gotten it anyway, and thought to be associated with the stress of having to raise a baby and be depleted by that, which you're not going to have to go through. So yes, you're going to have a big sense of loss, you're going to have grief, and you have to go through that, but do it knowing you made a courageous decision that was just amazing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Jackie? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're not having postpartum or anything?
I think I might be struggling with it. They want to put me on medication, but
well, if it's the case, any depression the first year after pregnancy responds to medication extremely well because it is such a biological process. So take advantage of that, and again, please stay settled, stay firm in the knowledge that you've made a courageous and good decision. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's hear a Fort Minor song. How about that?
That would be great.
That would be great.
I told them, I said that I have to be able, if we're going to play this song, I have to be able to intro. Is that fair?
Here you go.
Here's the thing. You were saying that you play one of the songs as like bumper music, but when you come in and out of commercials, right? You play Petrified.
Yep.
So since you guys have been hearing Petrified, I will normally the record label is probably when people are listening, they're like play the single.
Right.
Single's Petrified. I'm going to deviate, and they're going to call me and tell me I'm a jerk, and they're going to be mad at me. But I'm going to do this with the interest that I think people have already heard it on the station. So
we've heard Petrified as we go in and out of commercials.
We're going to hear a different song. We're going to hear a new song. It's called Believe Me. Also features Styles of Beyond, who were on the other one.
This is Petrified.
That's right? Petrified right there. Play it a little bit.
So we're familiar with this. You can continue to play it over the intro here if you want.
And here's the thing. If you really want to hear that song, go on fortminor.com. Check it out. It's there. We're going to play a new song. It's called Believe Me. It's got Styles of Beyond on it. It's got, if you've heard of Willie Bobo, the famous Latin percussionist, this is his son, Eric Bobo. He plays with Cypress Hill. He plays Latin percussion on the song.
Bobo.
And yeah, we have a video for the song now. It's coming out soon. It'll probably be out in the beginning next year.
I didn't know Bobo had a first name though.
Yeah. Apparently, the word Bobo in like some I want to say Korean or something.
Swedish car.
No, in an Asian language, and I don't remember which. It's a foul word. It's a really bad word, and I can't say on the air because I can't even allude to it because I kind of can't describe it. It's that bad. And so when we call him Bobo, they laugh every time.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, the song's called Believe Me. It's off the Fort Minor album, The Rising Tide. And you can start playing it because it's got a little bit of an intro with some scary rain. And
let's hear it here, Michelle.
You can put it on? What, 10? It's the one with the little arrow.
Conspired against you here.
The one with the little arrow is the play button. The one arrow instead of... That's weird.
We're not hearing it. Is anybody else hearing it? No. All right, we're holding on.
No.
Good. Excellent. It was such a great intro.
You know what?
Mike.
The label.
All right, we'll hear some more. Petrified.
The label. There we go. Bring the rain. Get out your umbrellas and enjoy the song. Fort Minor, Believe Me.
like fun and games, keep playing them. I'm just saying, think back then we was like one and the same. On the right track, but I was on the wrong train. It's like that, now you gotta face the pain. And the devil's got a fresh new place to play. In your brain like a maze, you can never escape the rain. Every damn day's the same shade of gray. Hey, I used to have a little bit of a plan. Used to have a concept of where I stand. But that concept slipped right out of my hand. And now I don't really even know who I am. Yo, what do I have to say? Maybe I should do what I have to do to break free. And whatever happens to you, we'll see. But it's not gonna happen with me. I guess that this is where we've come to. Yeah, if you don't want to, you don't have to believe me. But I won't be there when you go down. Yeah, just so you know now, you're on your own now. Believe me. Back then, I thought you were just like me, somebody who could see all the pain I see. But you proved to me unintentionally that you would self-destruct eventually. Now I'm faking like the mistake I made doesn't hurt, but it's not gonna work, cause it's really much worse than I thought. I wished you were something you were not, and now this guilt is really all that I got. You turn your back and walk away in shame. All you got is a memory of pain. Nothing makes sense, so you stare at the ground and hear my voice in your head when no one else is around. So what do I have to say? Maybe I should do what I have to do to break free. And whatever happens to you, we'll see, but it's not gonna happen with me. I guess that this is where we've come to. Yeah, if you don't want to, you don't have to believe me. But I won't be there when you go down. Yeah, just so you know now, you're on your own now. Believe
That is Fort Myer. He is Mike Shinoda from Lincoln Park.
Hey, you said Fort Myer.
What did I say?
You said Fort Myer.
Fort Myer.
Somebody else said that. Somebody else said that recently. And you know what's funny is it was Lala on MTV said Fort Myer, and then she corrected herself, said Fort Minor. And there are kids on our website. I'm only correcting you now because there are kids on our website on FortMinor.com who are so hardcore for this group that they hate you
for saying that,
for screwing up the name. They
let's
went off on long threads about what an idiot she is and blah blah blah. So.
Fort Myers is a city in Florida or something.
Yeah. That's not nearly as bad as that time he called System of a Down Syndrome of a Down. That was bad.
Well, you know what was great
Down
though?
syndrome would have been worse.
You know what was really great is Syndrome of a Down. Drew I've never seen you dance before. You kind of
dancing.
A little
I
bit
like
of
your music. I really do. It makes people move. It makes me move. God knows, it makes everybody move.
That's good.
Rising Tide is the CD. It is Fort Minor. I apologize to those of you on the website. Fort Myer is someplace I must have scooted through one time or another. Mike Shinoda is in here with us, and when we come back, we're going to find out from one of our callers the actual Japanese meaning of Bobo. That's right, 1-800-LOVE-191. That's Mike Shinoda's favorite number, home number, number you've woefully remembered. Fort Minor's the band. Lincoln Park is his other project, little side project called Lincoln Park. The CD is called Rising Tide for Fort Minor. Did I say Fort Myer again?
No, I think you're okay. It might have been just a little bit of a slur this time.
Good. I want to find out what Bobo means, so here we go. This is Ben, who's 28. Ben?
Hey, Dr. Drew.
Hey, Ben.
Good to talk to you. I believe Bobo is actually a Japanese word meaning pubic hair. You got
No, really?
Yeah, really uncontrollable. Well, there's actually also this show on Cartoon Network right now called Bo-Bo-Bo, or something like that. It's literally just a string of that syllable is the whole title of the show. And this guy, and typical anime.
You gotta love the Japanese, though. I mean, because I'm half Japanese, and when I go there and watch the cartoons and the shows, like that sense of humor is it's obviously so foreign to the U.S., but it's so much more funny.
What is it? What is it?
I don't know what it is about that. Like, when you watch a comedy, if you watch a variety hour, a Japanese variety hour, there's almost no string of consistency from the beginning to the end. Like, you'll be watching somebody and their pet frog do tricks one minute, and then you're watching the biggest pop star in Japan the next minute.
Wow.
You know, it's totally crazy.
You know, research have really not figured out yet what is funny. What funny is. You know what I mean? What makes us laugh, why we consider certain things funny. Right. That's something that they cannot quite figure out.
Oh, trust me, I know what you guys are talking about.
Thanks very much
Well, I'm very much talking myself, so I know a lot about anime.
Okay.
And I'm a furry artist, too, so I'm kind of the...
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, thanks for the call.
Later, thanks, bye.
All right, we're going to get a call from Montreal. Here we are. Montreal, 19. Claire.
Hi. I was actually calling for a couple points of etiquette. The first, I just wanted to say to the woman who just gave her child up for adoption that I really appreciate that. I'm a child of adoption, and it was definitely the most courageous and loving decision my mother could make, and I think it's really wonderful.
I hope she's listening.
I
That's
do hope
great.
so, too,
That's really great.
Are you really in Canada right now?
Yeah, I'm calling from Canada. I go to school in Montreal.
Wow, cool. What are you studying?
International call. I'm a poli-sci major.
Interesting. Are you are you
anyway.
American? Are you Canadian? What's the deal?
Well, I'm studying international politics at the moment. I'm trying to avoid the Canadian politics classes because they're not really interesting, frankly.
Are you Canadian?
No, I'm American.
Okay. What's the question?
Well, my friends and I were having a discussion the other day, and one was talking about how she really wanted to have a one-night stand. And we were going around, and we realized that none of us had actually ever gone through with a genuine one-night with a stranger kind of stand.
Really?
And we were wondering, besides the obvious point of, protection, are there do's and don'ts, like etiquette tips for a one-night stand? Are you supposed to leave the toilet seat up or what?
I don't know much about one-night stands. Mike, what do you think?
You got me, man. You don't put me on the spot like that, Drew. That's not fair.
I'm not saying you've been around rock stars. I'm just saying.
That's not fair.
I'm not saying you personally have necessarily done one.
That's a funny thing. I like the fact that she's discussing it with her friends. This is like the beginning of a porno or something. Like, she's sitting around with her friends. We never did
next
have
we take
done
off our
it.
shirts.
Right. There you go.
That's bad news.
Well, here's the deal. From having talked to lots of college-age kids, I can tell you that the one thing that they all seem to do in order to manage a one-night stand is they get loaded, which makes me suspicious about the one-night stand being something you really want to do in the first place. I mean, if it's so cool, why do you have to get loaded every time? Right?
Yeah. No, I agree. And I probably wouldn't have the balls to do it anyway, but she was kind of curious about
the other thing that people opt for is the whole friends with benefits thing.
Yeah.
And that looks great on paper, right? We have friends, we love each other, we have sex. As one kid had called out to me one night when I was speaking at a university, he said, yeah, it looks great on paper, so does communism. we're talking about human beings here, and when the reality comes to bear, it's a very delicate and painful web that's potentially woven. So I'm not sure that friends with benefits is a great option either. So I don't know that there is etiquette. The guys that want to have one-night stands, though, are interested in the sex, and they don't really care about the toilet seat or thank yous and please and that kind of thing. Wouldn't you say?
So you're allowed to leave right after?
Yeah, if that's your plan. I mean, that's certainly well with it. There is no etiquette because the guys are there for the sex, and you just got to be sure you protect yourself. And now the reality is, again, just like the communism, on paper, that sounds good, but people often have feelings when they're this intimate with somebody else. Women, a little more so than men typically, but because men can kind of shut it down a little more. So that you walking out all of a sudden after, immediately after orgasm may be felt negatively by another person, but it seems like that's what young people are into these days. Okay?
All right, thanks.
Is it different in Canada?
Well, in Canada, it seems a lot more easy to have your way with people. I don't know. Montreal particularly is a really sexually liberated city.
Huh.
So,
where are you from originally?
Washington, D.C., actually. So kind of a different atmosphere.
Interesting. All right, thanks for the call.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, fair enough.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
It's like undercover Bureau of Tourism promotional
for Montreal.
Yeah, she's just calling to like spread the word that like the girls are easy and
come to Montreal, have sex, perfect. No strings. They'll walk out immediately afterwards. Nick, 19.
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, Dr. Drew?
We're good, Nick. What's up?
Oh, okay. I have a question for Mike, actually. Okay.
What's happening?
It's kind of a two-part question. Okay. The first one is, do you consider yourself a rapper?
The answer to that question would be yes.
Okay. I know it makes.
Why do you ask that? Is it not clear what I do, or are you confused because of the other things I do?
No, it's one of the things because I actually run a website that we talk about hip hop and stuff. And I mean,
what's it called? Go ahead and give your website some love on the radio.
I don't even want to plug it, but I mean, hiphopfoundry.com. But anyway, anyway, what the question was, and the reason why I asked because was having a discussion about people who are underrated and who are rappers, and I brought up you, and I was like, that guy from Linkin Park, and I was like Mike Shinoda, and they was like, who? I was like, that guy from Linkin Park, and it's like, oh, he's not a rapper. I was like, yes, he is.
Let me tell you something that's really funny that I don't know what it is about our culture, our music culture here in the U.S. I was having a conversation with somebody who works for a record label today. Outside the U.S., there are a lot fewer divisions and subcategories in music. Like when you get into some countries that are small enough where one radio station covers the entire country, those countries a lot of times just they'll have stations that are not. It's not like what you have here where you've got a pop station that plays many different things. These are just radio stations that play many different things: underground, rock, hip hop, whatever. And here in the U.S., for some reason, we've got this thing where everything is going to be categorized. And because of that, people, when, let's say, Red Hot Chili Peppers came out, Rage Against the Machine, many other different groups, they see that because there's a guitar in the band, they don't believe that these guys are really rapping.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Let me assure you that the people, if you take a little bit of a listen to the Fort Minor record, you listen to Linkin Park record, and if we were to mute all that rock stuff that is confusing these people, they will hear hip hop. If I put those lyrics over top of a hip hop beat, they will hear hip hop. And if you don't believe me, go get our Green Lantern mixtape, and I will shut you up. And by the way, can I say one other thing for you on the website?
Go ahead.
What is it again?
hiphopfoundry.com.
See, this guy, one thing that's really funny, I can tell you're a person who thinks outside the box, because usually the hip-hop guy who runs a hip-hop website, the first thing out of his mouth is he's going to promote his website. So this guy is definitely a different...
Well, he sounds like he's actually interested in the product.
And I appreciate that. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that a lot.
And one quick question here. This is Casey14. Casey?
Oh, hey, what's up? Finally, woo!
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Rock on, yeah.
She's been on hold for 83 minutes.
Oh, my God.
For a long time.
Just to talk to you, Mike.
Yeah, just for you, Mike. Just for you.
Thanks. What's happening? What's the question?
Oh, I wanted to know if you're going to do any future projects with Fort Minor, or like when you're going to go back with LP.
Right now, we're actually writing some music. We haven't like picked a producer or really decided on the name of the album or anything like that. But we know that the album is probably going to be out next year. And as far as Fort Minor, the record just came out, so I'm actually we're in the middle of promoting that, and I'm going to be playing some shows, U.S. in January and February.
And if you want more information, fortminor.com, is that right?
FORTMINOR.com.
And again, the CD is Rising Tide. He's Mike Shinoda, and we'll be right back. Calls here on LoveLine at 1-800-LOVE-191. Here's Mike Shinoda with us, and a quick call from Sarah. What's going on, Sarah?
Hello?
Sarah?
Hi. I was actually wondering if
you guys had information on erotic asphyxiation?
I've had people die of it. What about it?
Basically, I just started dating this guy, and within the first couple of times of me sleeping with him, he did the whole cover mouth and nose at the same time thing.
Covering your mouth and nose?
Yeah. Like, but he did it, like, really gently, shortly, basically so I could breathe still. And recently he started doing it with the hand around the throat and onto the jugulars.
Yeah.
And, like, once I felt like I was going to pass out, I tapped him. He let up real quick.
Yeah.
But basically, like, what is it supposed to do? I don't understand it.
Well, you're not into it, so I would suggest you turn back quick, because I don't know what he's into or what he thinks he's up to, but he's putting your life in danger. It's very difficult to judge at what point a person is going to stroke out or at which point they're going to tap you and say that's enough. Because if you cut the blood supply off to the brain for a sufficient period of time, you got a problem.
What's considered a sufficient period? Because usually when he does it in, like, 5-second intervals.
Who knows? Can't predict. Cannot predict. So I absolutely categorically, it's something you're not into. Turn back. Tell him to cut it out. What's in it for you? Why are you even thinking about this?
No, he's doing it. And
But why are you having to give this any thought?
I don't know. He does it. I've let him. And I actually asked him about it, and I said, "What is it with you and that?" He said, "Trust. It's the ultimate turn on."
Yeah, right. If he kills you, how turned on are you then?
Bye-bye.
Why are you, Sarah? What is the matter with you that you even contemplate going with this? It's one thing if you had issues yourself and you thought this is a great thing. What happens is people that have history of opiate addiction or other mental disorders oftentimes have trouble feeling aroused, and that sort of gets them a high level of endorphin surge just before they die. It's what makes you see the white light is that lack of oxygen supply to your brain, and can intensify orgasm. Most people don't need that intensification. The orgasm itself is fine. The fact that he's doing this to you is, and the fact that you're thinking about allowing him to continue is bizarre.
You know what's really great is getting shot while you're having sex too. That's also really great. Knife stabbings and things like that.
That'll really send some endorphins flying into your head.
I mean,
well, I've never like the first time. Every time he does it, because he's very domineering in bed.
Oui.
And so he just kind of did it.
Yeah, but Sarah, why don't you tell him to stop?
I don't know. I guess I was just way too submissive to say anything.
Yeah, I understand that you didn't understand the risks now. Now we've discussed it. He's putting your life in danger. Tell him to stop. Why? Yeah. Why? Forget it.
Hey, what does he do for a living? What kind of guy is he, though?
Yeah, let's find out. What kind of guy is he, Sarah?
He actually works in an office job.
He's a passive-aggressive guy.
Huh?
Well, who knows what this is. But I find it so bizarre and frustrating that you would sit there and have to contemplate, well, I don't know if I'm really going to tell him. If he kills me, well, that's just the way it goes, I guess. I guess so.
Well, no, I've never had anything like this before, so, like, it's taken me, like, basically aback. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'll just be here.
All right. So what are you going to do now?
That's before you knew your life was in danger. Now you know. Now what are you going to do?
Next time he tries, they can help me.
No, because you may go unconscious next time he tries. How do you know he's going to stop? You got to talk about it ahead of time and just say, I'm not going to have sex with you. I'm not going to put myself in that position if you keep doing that.
Okay.
By the way, this BS about its ultimate trust, that's BS. Are you kidding? What the kind of crap are you falling for? It's the ultimate trust. You let me put you, on the death's door and pull you back. That's the ultimate turn on. That's a murderer. That's somebody who's turned on by killing people. Right?
Okay.
Sarah?
I'm listening.
What?
I'm listening.
All right. Well, you're going to do what you're going to do. Good luck. Very frustrating to talk to somebody like that.
Yikes.
Misha, 19.
Hello?
Hi, Misha. What's going on?
Hi. Okay. I've been masturbating since the age of 12.
Uh-huh.
And it's like recently I felt myself masturbating even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it just because I'm bored, and I don't know why.
Are you depressed?
I don't think so. I could be.
I mean, sometimes that sort of sexual acting out is a way to try to manage feelings that you don't like. Were you sexually abused or physically abused growing up?
I think I was sort of sexually abused when I was younger.
And that sort of sets you up for, sexual compulsions and addiction. So that might be the sort of engine behind all this. And then if you add to that something that's not sort of going well emotionally for you, that often becomes the means whereby you try to regulate those feelings.
And also, I lost my virginity at the age of 14.
Oh, boy.
And I am bisexual, and I have not been able to have an orgasm with neither a man or a woman.
All right, so let's just, again, we have just a few seconds here to add up the score for Misha. Sexually abused, sexually compulsive, sexually confused about her sexual identity, and unable to function sexually. There's a big series of problems here, Misha. I would suggest you have an evaluation by somebody in the mental health field, a psychiatrist or somebody with some sexual health orientation. They can kind of, just even a general therapist can kind of pull you through all this. This is a bigger mess than you realize. So if you really want to be close with people, if you want to start functioning normally, if you don't want to be sexually compulsed, you might even look into SAs, the Sex Addicts Anonymous and Sexaholics Anonymous, where they can get you involved with 12-step people who have your history, get some support from them, and begin to sort this all out. Mike Shinoda's in here, Lincoln Park, Fort Minor, and we're going to take yet one more break here. Well, Mike Shinoda, that about does it for LoveLine. Thank you for coming in.
And they played a little Death Cab for Cutie at the end. That's nice.
That's your favorite band, isn't it? Or favorite album of the year?
It's one of my favorite albums of the year. Good album. Really good band.
Doesn't come close to The Rising Tide, though, by Fort Minor.
Thank you.
Keep an eye out for Lincoln Park. Also, there it is, Fort Minor. Nice. All right, well, listen, this is Dr. Drew then, on behalf of Mike Shinoda, saying good night and stay well.
You know what's really great is getting shot while you're having sex, too. That's also really great.
That'll really send some endorphins flying into your head.
I mean...
This has been LoveLine. LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Annie Gold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.